Hi students, welcome to Veteacher. So in this video we are discussing the last topic in Unit 5, that is called testing conventional software. So we have four subtopics in this topic. Those are called software testing fundamentals in the first topic we are going to discuss, and then internal and external views of testing, and next white box testing, and finally we are discussing about basis path testing. And first and foremost thing and most important part in testing is the software testing fundamentals. So initially the main goal of testing is to find errors, and as a good test, so one that has high probability of finding an error, we can say that. So what is a good test? So that means it is going to find high probability of errors in the program. So that is called a good test. And then next, therefore, so we should design and implement a computer based system or a product with testability in mind. So this is for developers and who are designing the software project. Okay. So these members should take this note. So that particular point. So whatever you design, that should be testable. So the tester can be understand what is happening. He can test it. So if it is not testable, so what is the use of that particular software? So they need to take this point as consideration, and they need to design any kind of project that is to be testable. Okay. And so what is mean by testability? The definition of testability we will see here. So here the James Batch, so he provide definition for this, nothing but software testability is simply how easily a computer program can be tested. In simple terms we can say that, so how easily a program can be tested, so that is called testability. Okay. Now so we are going to see some characteristics to testable software. So regarding the testable software, so these are the general characteristics. What are those? Let's see the first one: operability, and then observability, controllability, decomposability, simplicity, stability, and then finally understandability. So it should be follow these characteristics, the testable software. Okay, so then only we can call that particular one as testable software. And next topic, the continuation to the topic is the test characteristics. So here three scientists, those are called Kanner, Falk, and Eugen, so suggest the following attributes for good test. Okay, so we have four attributes for designing a good test. So look at the first one. A good test has a high probability of finding an error. So that is the first important attribute. And next is a good test is not redundant. That means so tests can be not repeated. So for example, if you are preparing some test cases for one functionality, so the number of tests in that particular test case should not be redundant, should not be repeated for unnecessary things. So you should take care of that particular one when you are designing a test case. Next attribute is a good test should be best of breed. Sorry. Okay, so best of breed means you have to select the best one, the best approach for selecting for testing any kind of software. And the final attribute is a good test should be neither too simple nor too complex. So whatever you do, so whether it is a simple test or complex test, it should test each and everything. So each and every block of the program, or each and every function of the program should be testable. So these are all most important attributes for good test. And next one, internal and external views of testing. So mainly in software testing we have two kinds of testing, that is internal and external testing. So internal means, so this is related to the white box testing, we can call it as white box testing, whereas the external testing, it is called the black box testing. So what is the difference between these two things, internal and external? So internal testing mainly focuses on the code. So whatever the developer wrote the code, so the written code will be tested. So nothing but it will be having a number of paths, like it will be having a number of switch statements. like it will be having number of if statements, while loop statements. So each and every statement, each and every structure should be tested in the internal testing. Whereas in the external part of testing, so we will be focusing on the functions, right? So let's say, for example, if a user, nothing but let's take a student, so he want to apply for a MSET exam. So what is the procedure for that particular one? So applying for the exam, that MSET exam is one particular function. So what are those requirements he need to do that particular function? So we'll be testing that particular function. So is there will be any problems in that particular one or not? So that is called external testing. So try to differentiate the two terms, that is nothing but a white box testing and black box testing. So as the name itself, the white box means you can see the code, the internal code of the program. So that is why it is called the white box testing. Whereas in the black box testing, you are not going to see any structure of the code. You will be simply focusing on the GUI elements, nothing but the screen, whatever the screen. So you are going to see. So whatever the elements that will be displayed on the screen, you will be focusing on that particular things. So that is why it is called the black box testing. Okay. And next, so again, we're discussing the same thing, that is a white box testing. As you know that, so white box testing sometimes called a glass box also, and it will be doing the follow four steps. What are the main things that we'll be doing in the white box testing? So look at the first point. So white box testing guarantee that all independent paths within a module have been exercised at least once. So whatever the path, that means the program will have number of paths, like it will be having number of control statements, like it will be having number of if else statements. So each and every statement should be tested at least once. Okay, so that is the first thing. And next, exercise all logical decisions, so on the true and false sides. And third one is execute all loops at their boundaries and with within their operational bounds. We'll be testing here the loops. So loops will be number of, it will be like say number of times means 100 times, you can have 200 times. You should be not going to test 200 times. You will be checking the boundaries of those particular loops. So that is more than enough. Okay. And next, fourth one is exercise internal data structures to ensure their validity. By checking the internal structures of the program, you need to ensure that their validity is correct or not. Okay, and in the right side you can see the diagram. So you'll be having on the left side, that is a white box testing. In the right side it is having a black box. So it is white box, this is black box. So the difference between white box and black box is, so the internal structure of the code you will be testing in the white box testing, whereas in the black box testing you will be testing the functions. Okay, so here you will be testing loops, if else statements, right, control statements, right. And one more question you should ask, so who can do white box testing and who can do black box testing? So mainly the testing part will be done by the software testers, but initial testing will be done by the software developers. So those are nothing but they will be writing their code. Let's say for example he will be assigned for one particular module. So well, when he completing one particular program, so he is going to check that, so whether that particular program is going to run or not. So he is going to verify that. So if in case any problems are there, he is going to rectify that particular one. So that is also nothing but a testing. So all white box related testing will be done by the developer mostly, and whereas the functions are nothing but the black box testing done by the testers and whoever involving in the testing part, even end user also can test it. There is no boundaries for this particular black box testing. Okay, last topic is about basis path testing. So this is also related to the white box testing. Okay, we can see the definition here. So the basis path testing is nothing but a white box testing technique. So it is proposed by Tom McCall. So try to remember the scientist names here. Okay, so the Tom McCall So it designed this kind of technique, that is nothing but basis path testing. Okay, so what exactly this basis path testing is going to do? So it will be the basis path flow graph notations. So it will be doing the notations for different things. Like you can see the diagram here. It is a sequence, the first diagram. So it will be having a number of statements while executing one particular program. So this entire diagram is representing one particular program. So it is having a sequence of steps and if else statements, while statements, until and some other switch case statements are there. So you need to at least you need to match, you need to select every path of the program. You need to execute every path of the program. So then only you can come to know that the program is correct and you're not getting any errors in the program. Okay, so that is about basis path testing, and you can do so many things in the basis path testing. Like you will be finding out a number of paths by naming those paths as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So you can see here you can name this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first path will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is one path, and 1, 2, 3, and 6. So this is the second path. So likewise, you're testing this particular basis path test. So that is about testing conventional software. Thank you.